Alright guys, so here is a video and update on the late 80s 360 TBI intake. So I got it's a little hat light actually, you can plug into USB, it's nice. But so basically what I did is I kind of wrapped it up here um, on this. Um, the way I did it is I just basically the way these come out, because this is, or not TBI, this is not a TBI, this is a 4 barrel quadrajet intake. So the way that the quadrajet intake works, um, here, let me set that there, is there's like a hole here, a little bar in between the two holes, and a small hole here, right? Small hole, bigger hole. And this outside edge is kind of like the bigger hole, but then it circles like this. And then there's this big bar in between. So basically what I did and what I was doing on these, I just opened it up and out, blended it into the walls. If you can see here, because this whole thing down to here was that round part. Basically what I did is just bam, you cut straight down, and then you just round out into here with the bits you got. This side's a little bit more different, and because it already leans back a bit, I'm just gonna leave that. And then on these, I just leaned that back in and just blended it into the tops. Same on this side. For the runners, actually, let's see if I can't get a good view. So I did quite a bit of work to the runners. So they're basically a straight shot now. The volume size is the same. Let's see. Yeah, so I got the light at the top there. Yeah, so I did open them up quite a bit. That was quite a bit of work to do. Let me see. Yeah. And then I used the 80 grit rolls and blended that out and in. Um, so that took a while to do. That did. Anyway, so that's kind of what I did to one of these. I guess you can call it smog 4 barrel TB or quadrajet. And then I cut this down about 3/4 of an inch. Um, anyway, so that's where I have these heads. We're probably honestly just gonna end up keeping the EGR stuff on them. So, yep. So that's basically what it is. Again, it's late 80s TBI intake. They got not TBI. Gosh, I have a TBI intake for 360, but they have a lot of meat and area that I could, if you were really like, if you offset the push rods on your um heads, if you decided to just get a rocker set up for an offset push rod, right? Then you offset the push rods, and then you want to widen out that intake port if you're porting. You could do it with these. They got just enough meat to really do that. Um, they got quite a bit of meat. But you could get quite large there. The problem obviously is going to be your bowls and your bowl thicknesses. But again, this is going on our 87. Um, well, yeah, it's basically an 87. Because it's got the 87 front grill, so it has to be. Or 87. I guess we're gonna call Dave's truck the hot rod. Anyway, a little discussion about the um, this intake and the TBI intakes, and they're really more of, as somebody once stated, especially these later ones, they're more of like a mid-rise intake. Um, they rise up quite a bit. And for Project or Mission Impossible, I really think that you know, I really think that he's going to do quite well with that TBI intake. They actually are quite similar to these. The runners are actually, even on the 361, even though the 360 TBI is larger runners than the 318, they're still smaller than this. And granted, I did do quite a bit of work to this one here. So Anyway, so that's a little bit of update on the hot rod project. I am still waiting on I need 100 thousandths valve spring offset so I can get that install all right on the exhaust, because the stock exhaust valves they got this weird little, like, what you call it, like an offset down by 100 thousandths, so I gotta get a thousandths up for them to get the right clearance. And then I am waiting on some rocker shaft spacers to put the rocker shaft up a bit to help with push rod length and geometry. So anyway, so that's basically where these are at. Um, Let me know what you think. See you in the next one.